Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing some footage of last Friday's racing here in the basement. We had one digital 124, three Chevys, three Ford powered cars. We're all lined up and off we go. We had eight guys show up, so we were rotating in and out. The Cheetahs come off to a pretty big start, but the Ford GT40 comes up and battles for the lead. You can see it's trying to get around the Cheetah. The Cheetah's trying to keep pace, but it was a pretty tough fight. That GT40 is really quick, and here we go right there. The Cheetah couldn't hang, and it crashes. So we reset again. The front Cheetah stalls. Bam! Had to get a little push start from his buddy, and off they go again. Now the Cheetahs are bunched up again, running. I believe they're running second and third at this point, and you can see one gets a little loose, and the other one finishes it off. So not good teamwork on their part. So we're off and running again. I'm running the Grand Sport. I think I'm running about third or fourth at this point, trying to chase down the leader right there, that GT40 that just crossed there. And watch these two Cheetahs right here. They go down the hill. One of them gets too close, shoves the other one out of the way, but at least he's nice enough to stop and not slam into him head on. We reset and are ready for go again. So off we go. Everybody's racing. The Cheetahs are still kind of neck and neck with each other. That GT40 stumbles a little bit, and this Cheetah just wipes out his buddy again. So off we go. My Grand Sport's having a hard time catching up to the leaders. I was actually running pretty close to that Cobra for a while, but had a really tough time. This is a tough car. It's a little bit top heavy, but I could pace the Cobra pretty good. But right in here, I lose it. Bam. So we reset. I'm still trying to catch the Cobra, but now there's a Cheetah in front of me also. I got to get around him. I'm trying to track him down, and the little blue Cobra is leaving us in the dust. But we're hanging pretty close together, and right here, I almost lose it. Lose a little bit of ground. Still trying to catch up to the Cobra and still behind the Cheetah, but we're bunched together pretty good. One, two, three. We're going through this area, and then watch this. This Cheetah completely loses it, wipes himself out. I spin out and watch the GT40 coming around the tower. He's just totally drifting that thing around there. So off we go again. I'm not sure what's happening with everyone else. I'm just paying attention to myself and trying to keep up with this Cobra. We're sort of running neck and neck. There's quite a few D slots. People are getting a little bit frantic. The tires are starting to fade a little bit because we clean tires between each lap. I actually pulled ahead of the Cobra. Once in a while, I got ahead of it a little bit, but it's a pretty tight race there. And the silver GT40 is actually coming around to start lapping people that are in the back of the pack. So he's catching up to everybody. I think I finished one lap down in this race. I'm not sure. I tried to stay on the lead lap. Right here, he was passing that Cheetah that was on the lead lap, and uh, tried to keep up with him, and he got deslotted. So off we go again, and it was pretty. It was just a lot of fun running this race. Everyone was trying to put their car to the absolute limit, and we haven't raced in a long time. This is kind of our first evening of the winter season to race, and it's just a lot of mayhem going on. But it was a lot of fun. We ran, I think, 5 heats total over the course of the evening, and I think I finished third or fourth, which isn't bad with the Grand Sport. It's a little top heavy, doesn't run super nice, but yeah, all in all, this is just little videos from our first racing action in some time. Yeah, that was a heck of an accident. I really had a good time running against that Cobra. That is a Shelby Collectibles 124 RC car that I think was available for $8 or $12 from Rose's. I just tore the body off and put it on a chassis, and away it went. And it makes a pretty nice slot car that matches pretty good with the era. We we tend to run the mid '60s prototypes and GT cars, the Cheetahs and things like that. So to me, it's kind of a shame that none of these cars are in production anymore from Carrera. I think they still make a GT40, but that's about it. And once you have one or two of them, I don't know. I still like them, but and they some of them run really well. Now I noticed this light blue one. That was one of mine that I loaned out. It was stuttering a lot. I think the guides, the braids, were maybe loose and losing contact because a lot of this stuff has not been used in a while. If you don't run your track in a while, you realize just how many of your tires need replaced. I've been going through trying to repair them, and it's it does take a little bit of maintenance to keep things going. We had quite a few D slots. I'm not saying that we were definitely being a little bit rusty, but we had a blast just running. with 6 cars, at one time. The track did pretty well. I had to close. I mean, I have two lane changers that are broken. One's a pit lane, and one of them's the other curved lane changer right there. Here's an interesting wreck. That was the leader, Ron, lapping two people, and they were trying to keep up, and then they all wound up crashing in the process. The hairpin turn that goes around the control tower there is a little bit tricky, and then this intermediate curve coming towards you, you'll see a lot of people go over the fence right there where those two cars just went through. That's a tricky spot. So in this race, the silver GT40, I think it pretty much lapped everybody. I think, I don't know if anyone finished on the lead lap. This was a pretty bad wreck that destroyed the front end of my car. So they cheated these slots. The GT40 comes around, taps it a little bit, but it's in my lane, and bam, it just destroyed the front end of the car there. But I piped it back on. It was good to go. Then we get ready, and off we go again. So I'm going to try to film a couple of races over the winter and post them to YouTube to kind of promote the hobby a little bit. We'll see how that goes. It is difficult to film while you're racing or when you have a bunch of guests, because you get distracted. You get kind of caught up in the action and stuff like that. Sam was taking his turn to set out, because when we have 8 people in 6 racing, 2 people set out, and we just rotate through and make sure everybody gets pretty much an even number of races, and then you're not racing against the same people every time. And I usually switch out cars, run a few cars during the evening. I think I ran I don't remember which cars I ran, but I usually pick like 3 or 4 cars to run and swap them out. So this wasn't this was one race, and then we had races with 917s. We had some modern cars and stuff racing too. But overall, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be able to make some more videos about the racing action as I get some time to film them. I like this particular race because all the cars are kind of period, correct, that they actually ran against each other within the same decade or so. I think there was probably times when, all these cars would have been on track together. So, all right, that's about it. This is just some video that Sam shot of us racing, and I just thought I'd go ahead and edit it and post it, and that's the end.